Welcome to Whiteboard Wednesday, where we're talking about purpose of content. So, good content should do 5 things. Jillian and Randy are here today.
Jillian.
Randy. So, what do you think the 5 things of content have that are so important? What 5 things are so important for people to understand today?
Well, I think one of the things that we see all the time is people forgetting that content needs to serve a purpose. You hear all the time people say things like content is king. And I think it's really, we know it's really only king if it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, right? If there's an intentional perspective, if there's meaning and purpose behind it. And one of the things we talk about, I know I hear you talk about it all the time, is driving traffic. So we want content that drives people to the places where we want them to be. So the big one for that, for pretty much every company or every business, is the website, right?
Yes.
So you want people going through your website, you want them visiting and seeing what you're all about, and that's probably the first and most important piece of driving traffic. And I know, like, you talk about SEO in particular all the time, so if you want to just hit on that a little bit.
Some of the things real quick, hitting back on purpose, measurability, engagement, these are all super important keywords. These are like little fluffy words everyone likes to use in our business. But why we find it is important is just simply we want people who care to engage. So it means we have to make content to understand the people that we want to care. I don't care if you have 1,700 likes, not one comment, not one share, and unfortunately, you buy followers, which people do out there, which is terrible. It doesn't mean anything. If we can't drive people who care to either buy, learn, educate, that's our jobs, right? We write content all day to educate. Yeah. Important things are revenue on e-commerce. If you have a hair salon or you have a local candle shop or any of the things that some of our clients, dentists, chiropractors, doctors, we want to drive people in who understand your value as a client, right? As our client to your client, right? Your consumer, your patient, so that you can drive and grow your business. So again, back on that, I get off on topics all the time, but SEO is super important. Yeah, that's probably one thing they should do.
Yeah, and it's relatively, once you drill down to it, it's really simple, because if you know the type of content that you want to put out there that speaks to your business, that speaks to your audience, really what we're essentially doing is optimizing that content, adding those keywords, adding those pieces, whatever strategy we talk about with our clients, we drill down on a strategy and we define what keywords are working for you and for your business. And then we incorporate that into the content. So I think sometimes people worry, like, is SEO going to kill the entertainment value or the enjoyability of my content?
Nope.
No, you can still tell your story, but let's optimize it to make sure that it's driving people to where they need to go.
So part of that, reinforcing what you do, whether you're a doctor, like I said, or retail, or even ourselves. Like, you and I sit down and talk about content every day, not only for our clients, but for ourselves, so people understand what it is we do.
The second one is, and kind of just springboarding off of that whole idea of, you want content to do something, right? And sometimes in order to make that happen, you have to be engaging as well, right? Content can't be bland. Simple things that you can do even just from a small business perspective, I see a lot of missed opportunities in just adding images.
No hashtags.
Right, no hashtags. You want an image. Images are engaging. We're such a visual medium. Social media has become this complete visual medium. So if you're posting just little updates with text, not adding an image, not adding a video, not occasionally going live, even if that makes you sick to your stomach, that's what engages people and that's what draws people in. Memorable, shareable, usable. Those are 3 things that we hit on all the time. So memorable, meaning it's going to stop your scroll, you're going to pay attention, and then you're going to feel the need that call to action, so that need to share it and want other people to see it and engage with it. And then usable speaks to that, I think, that learning and expertise piece, right? I think great content oftentimes is shareable because you want other people to hear about this. You feel like there's some value, some usability in this. So those 3 things really bring the engagement piece into content, and it's not hard to do. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people just don't take that extra step of thinking, again, what's the purpose? What do we want this to do? And how do we make it those three things: memorable, shareable, and usable.
And fun.
And fun.
I mean, I think we all forget about it. Sometimes if you incorporate that fun into the meaning of what you're doing in your company, and
Right.
I think that makes that shareable, usable.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's one of those things where it's a healthy balance, right? So you want a mix of content that maybe is a little bit, you need something that's a little bit more straightforward, just a simple call to action to try to get people to, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Right. But then you mix that up, you put some of those things that are going to get those clicks, right? And
Yep.
bring people in.
Yep.
And then they see the other good, more intentional content, I guess you could say, or the meatier content, right? They still get exposed to that. And so I think sometimes it's about really thinking about a healthy, balanced diet when it comes to content. You want
Absolutely.
the fun, you still need the serious stuff, you
Gotta
still
have
need
the veggies.
to inform, yes, but you want to bring your audience in and have fun with them too.
What about reinforce what you do? What do you think about that?
Ultimately, you do something, right?
Right?
You
I mean,
can
at the end of
give
the day,
a
we
product,
want something,
a
right?
service, whatever it is that you do. I think it's important, and oftentimes we forget in the weekly, monthly grind of running any sort of business, is that you still need to remind people what you do. And I think particularly why what you do has value, why it's superior, why it's the choice for them. So that's really just, to me, it's just that little like tap reminder of,
Yep.
hey, you know, we're glad you're here, we're glad you're following us, people thinking about following us or engaging with us, and we just want to remind you what we do. One of our clients is a baby food brand, and just the other day as I was going through and doing some work for them, I thought, you know, they're really at a point as I'm looking through the calendar and some of the content that they have, where I think it's a good time just to remind people of what about this baby food brand is special. You know, why do you love this brand? Why do you engage with this brand? And to me, it really spoke
Why
to
would you buy it?
their values. It's that organic. It's that we care about the ingredients. We care about what your child is eating and what's going into their bodies. And we care about brain development, and just reminding their audience, we know you committed with us and you got on board with us from the beginning. We just a quick reminder of like, we know this is why you're here, and we're committed to this too. So I think dropping those is that reinforcement, the occasional reinforcement is so important. I think one of the cool things, you know, I'm a complete LinkedIn nerd.
Yeah.
I love the platform.
Love it.
And I kind of almost say some of the trends we've seen with content, even speaking to exactly what you're talking about, that reaching out to the audience, like here's what we're doing, and being a little bit more hands-on and letting people know that they care and they're paying attention. And I really think that LinkedIn had a big part to play in that, because it really opened up the idea of this like adult like education platform, right?
Yeah.
It's like there's this hunger for learning and wanting to continue learning and continue educating yourself. And I think it's really cool that we've seen, you know, some of our clients really jump on board and grab onto that idea of like, you have a lot of knowledge in your industry, and perhaps because of that, you're tied to other industries as well.
Right.
And people want to hear what you know, and they want to feel like they can jump on here and learn and be engaged. And so that's one of the things that I think is really cool about lately, when we see businesses learning and grabbing onto this idea, they can showcase their expertise, what they know, and then draw in their audience as a result of that. Because ultimately that's what
some of it's as simple as sharing the new culture and the new things you built too.
Right, yes.
And it reflects in your imagery, it reflects in all your posts, it reflects in your content. I think, you know, we've done a good job of 2 pretty big companies the last 30 to 60 days, helping them get to that spot. I think it actually opened our eyes as a company.
Mm-hmm.
We've learned a lot about how we can share our culture the right way to help other people their culture, and then we can offer up content or deliver the content so it's better understandable information to be able to eat it, understand it, read it, and just engage with it a lot better way.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot from you on that over the last 4 or 5 months of just going through content, how you lay things out and see things differently than I do. See, and that's another thing with content. It's always not the one-eye perception. It's a lot of eyes and team, I think, that has to do a lot with the quality of the content that comes from a culture type quality content that can be pushed out so people can feel you, respect you, understand you, and then want to follow you. And LinkedIn is a big follow you.
Yeah.
Nurturing content and understanding people almost philosophy of their business is a better platform.
Yeah.
So I'm learning to love it a lot more.
Telling your story, I mean, we really have all these platforms, right? You know, we talk just heavily when we talk about social media, but you have blogs, you have your emails, you have your newsletters, and you always need to be thinking about within that, how are you telling your story and reflecting your story? And that comes down not even just to the words that you're choosing, but also the look and the design piece. All of it has to speak to your original mission and your values and who you are. And, you know, one thing we talk about here a lot too is voice across content.
Absolutely.
Telling your story and having a consistent voice that speaks to your company, your culture, who you are, what you do, why you do it. And I think that's something that obviously like we help a lot of people, a lot of businesses with, is this idea of you have to be getting after it every day with good content. It has to tell your story, and it has to be about who you are and reflect who you are. It's not an easy thing to do. You know, early as a business gets started, you know, I think it's one of those things where you feel like I can write about the things I care about. I can put content out there about what we do, about a sale we're having. And then I think once people, and this is just anecdotes from companies and businesses that we've worked with, once they really get into it and they realize the pieces that we were talking about, the consistency, the time commitment, the need to make sure you're being consistent in your voice and your images and everything looks right. And I mean, the truth is that this is where your audience is. They live on their phones, they live on their computers, on their tablets and iPads, and that's a huge, massive touch point. And it isn't a small lift. It's probably going to be your heaviest lift. So it has to be done in a way that is reflecting exactly what we talked about, who you are, what you do, why you do it, and it has to be regular, consistency. Otherwise, it reflects poorly on your brand. So I would just say it's one of those things that if you're hearing this and you feel like, man, that's me, like that's my heavy lift, yeah, and I haven't posted on Instagram, I haven't been active on Facebook in like months. Because I just don't have the time to do it.
Hear it every day.
Yeah, that's where, you know, we jump in, and I think that's when it's time, if you're at that point, that's when it's time to be like, we need to think about bringing somebody else in to help us with it, because it is a big piece of building your business and growing.
Too many people are too close to it sometimes to really get that.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, the consumer's true view,
Correct.
like looking up the hill to you, like why do I want to climb this hill? Why do I want to be a part of what you're doing at this company or service that you're offering? Why am I buying into these, even diet pills or anything like that? What's the real purpose? What's the real reason?
I definitely think people get too close. Yeah.
Too close.
And
so sometimes it's nice if we break them back a little bit and lead them down the right path.
Correct.
You know.
I agree.
I think that's a good idea. So, anything else you want to add value or a little salt and pepper on our purpose today?
Salt and pepper.
Huh?
I would just say if go back, if you're watching this and you're like, you know, some of this is speaking to me, go back and look at your content and read through some of the things that you put out recently and be like, is this intentional? Does it have purpose? You know, and just think about it.
Hashtags,
noodle on it.
little things. What can I change? Little things. Like stop buying this cheap stock photo if you're going to do that. Take real pictures of something else. I mean, if your budget's limited, that's cool. I respect that. But be purposeful and understand why you're going to do it. Then only post 2 posts a month that are authentic. I don't care, but something. Even, I mean, some people post 7, 10, 9, 11 times a day. That's okay too. That's part of how their business grows. And maybe in the TV, in the video, in the news media. I understand all that. But really be careful on what you're posting. It means a lot. There's a lot of activity and a lot of noise out there right now on social media. And if you really want to drive it and spend money on it, then you better do it right. You can't take the bag, can't get the money back.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, I guess that's it, huh? Anything else?
Should we do like one of these?
One of those. Purpose of content, 5 tough things, right? Drive traffic, be engaging, reinforce what you do, showcase expertise, tell your story. Thank you, Jillian, for your time today. Appreciate it. All right. Have a good one. See you next Wednesday.